3 o'clock, 5:30.
Okay, good afternoon, our
Afolabi,
fans from
okay,
good
go ahead. Sorry,
afternoon,
go ahead. Go ahead.
good afternoon, our fans from around the world. It's complete football again. We want to do a post show and a review of the El Clasico game between Real Madrid and Barcelona. With me this afternoon is Kule Williams, Mustafa Jinadu, Saeed, and Warif. You guys are welcome to the show.
Welcome, everybody. So the game was very interesting. If you look at the score, 4-0. So it looks like it's a blowout. These guys scored a lot of points on Real Madrid, but if not for not Real Madrid, yeah, they scored a lot of points on Real Madrid. But if not for brilliant tactics and fantastic high line trap, the offside trap, this guy would have scored maybe 2 or 3 goals. Mbappe also missed a lot of goals, but a lot of those goals that were called were very close. And if not for the fact that, like, I think Kunle said it or Falabi said it, Mbappe has not showed his lack of experience in being able to curve or alter his route when he's running to be able to beat the offside trap. On the other side, you see Lewandowski, who's an expert, who had 1 or 2 goals that were onside, but they were very close to not being onside, and he altered his route. And I think that's the difference, which is why Mbappe, no matter what we say about him, he's a dangerous player. He's not a natural nine, and we saw that yesterday. What do you think of Falabi?
I quite agree with you. I felt a player of his experience should be able to time his run, first and foremost with his pace, and curve his run to beat the offside trap. Barcelona was playing a dangerously high line, which I expected at least once or twice that Real Madrid should have taken advantage of, but unfortunately, he couldn't take advantage of it. He kept going offside and offside and offside. The first time Barcelona had that opportunity, see the way Lewandowski ran. He started his run, then he curved his run, and then ran onto the ball just to beat that offside track, and he finished with experience. So it just shows that even at his age and his experience, there's still a big gap between Lewandowski and Mbappe in terms of
Yeah, well,
finishing.
Lewandowski is a natural
Nine.
nine. And I remember reading something about Lewandowski every night. This guy, and I'm not exaggerating, he goes to bed by 9 every night. He has the same routine. He eats properly. He trains. He's very acrobatic. The flexibility in the hips is unbelievable. And now when he scores goals, he doesn't think, what move am I going to make? He already does it automatically because he's practiced for thousands of hours. What do you think, Warif? Yeah.
Yeah, between Lewandowski and Mbappe. In yesterday's game, I was so disappointed in Real Madrid because if you watch at the first half, like what Afolabi said, what's it called? Barcelona, they were playing high line defense, and I was thinking maybe Mbappe and Real Madrid would have taken advantage of it. Maybe just lay the ball since Mbappe has the pace. But
Yeah.
with all the chances that Mbappe has, it's not every time you want to use physical strength. Sometimes just calm yourself down, like the fourth goal that what was it called? The fourth goal that Barca scored. You just calm yourself down and place the ball. But Madrid, they didn't take their chances, and that's one thing with football. You have to take your chances. And Barca, they didn't give what was it called Madrid the chance. They were like pressing them. They pressed them to their own half. So, well,
And that's how
that's it.
Barcelona has been playing all year. And that's also how the Spanish team played in Euro. They play this high intensity run. But this Barca team, they're even taking it further because when I saw, remember when we saw the game that Barca won against Bayern? And I said, I called out
Yeah.
Falabi, these guys are playing seriously high line. This is dangerous. And so that's what you're going to see under Hansi Flick, all or nothing. And they can do it because
Yeah.
for 2 reasons. Their attack is the best in football now. The players know each other. They
Yeah.
scan, and as soon as one player loses the ball, 3 or 4 players come to whoever took the ball from their teammate and take it back. So we're showing that they do their homework. This is one of the best coach trained teams, along with one of the best coach trained countries now in football, Spain. What are your thoughts, Sai? Then we'll go to Kunle.
On the yesterday match, I can't say I'm disappointed in I can't say I'm disappointed in Madrid, but they
Madrid.
actually played in the first half. Yes, they actually played well in the first half. Only if, assuming they take their chances, the game might have been different. But the second half, Lamine Yamal, that guy is becoming something else now. Everybody should.
It's something else. I'm telling you.
He single-handedly destroyed Real Madrid yesterday. And that Pedri, I told you the last time we had this something similar to this show. I said Pedri is somebody that is trying to become the new Iniesta. You won't see him in the game, but he's doing a lot of damage underneath.
Yeah,
So
because
that
and that point that you
yeah.
made about Pedri, because Pedri, we were doing a special. Who is it? Martinez and Casada make more passes during the game than Pedri, which is not what you usually expect because those are defenders and defensive midfielders. Pedri doesn't make a lot of passes, but whatever he does is high impact, like is what you said. He's like magic, just like how Iniesta
Exactly.
scored. Iniesta scored the goal
Yeah, that's
against.
how
Iniesta scored the goal against
when it
Holland.
matters most, that's when it
Remember
comes
World
up.
Cup against Holland? Where is Iniesta? When is Iniesta? End of the game. Who is it? Fabregas gave the pass. Who's there? Iniesta is there.
Yeah.
So that's how
Yes.
Pedri played. And Pedri is injury prone, so he doesn't need to do a lot of work. The defensive midfielders and the central defenders are doing the work. They're doing a lot of work. I don't know do you guys remember that play where Kubarsi ran back and headed the ball? If it had gone over his head, it was going to be a goal. That
Goal, yeah.
Kubarsi guy is a fantastic defensive midfield, and he's only 17 years old. This team has seven.
Most
Martinez is 21.
That Kaunde guy, man. Damn.
No, that
guy
team is
too,
bad, man. Those guys are
skill
bad.
is-
They're bad.
Developing skill
They're
is
bad.
something else.
But I will
And
say this
they
much.
all play all round. I think Barcelona played well yesterday.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that win is not a fluke. They actually beat Madrid well.
But I do
yesterday.
think that
So,
if not, the thing is this: they had to execute the offside trap perfectly. If they didn't execute it perfectly, they would have lost that game. So that just needs to be a warning to Barcelona. This is the warning to Barcelona. You're going to meet Real Madrid again, and you're going to meet the same danger. And it's just like in statistics, it's like throwing the dice. One day you throw a 6, you're good. You throw a 6. One day you throw a 1, and that's when you're going to suffer. So what I'm trying to say is that they're still going to meet Barcelona at least 2 more times.
I understand your point, but
yeah.
I understand your point, but I think at the end of the day, it will still boil down on who score most. It's
a scoring. Yeah, and you're right. And I think that's the real advantage.
So,
we're going to go to Kunle.
Score and you score.
Yeah,
but,
you're right. And I think you know where the difference is. Barcelona, has a midfield. Real Madrid has no midfield, and their defense is rubbish now. This guy is no longer the best central defender in the world. What's his name? The guy that plays for Real Madrid. The black guy.
Rudiger.
What's it? Rudiger, they're not using him properly. Rudiger is becoming like Roberto Carlos, going forward to score goals and things. Come on, man. Remember Roberto Carlos?
Overconfidence killed Madrid. They were too confident of winning the match.
Yeah. So let's go to Kunle, because I know Kunle is bidding to jump on it because we were talking about the game earlier today. What are your thoughts, Kunle?
I told you got 8 times in the game. 2 of those were goal scoring opportunities, and they were less than 15 20 centimeter gap. Apart from those 8 chances, Madrid with Mbappe broke Barcelona's defense on 4 occasions in which the goalkeeper showed his worth. The first 2 goals that were scored by Barcelona, Yamal had nothing to do with them. And they were difficult goals that Lewandowski took. They were not straightforward goals. I will commend Lamine for scoring the 3rd goal. I'm not sure he was involved in the 4th.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He didn't get assists, but he was the one that started the plays and built them up and did the work in the midfield and linked.
Is it team game?
He linked the midfield to the attack. And that's very important. And that's what we have to move away from in football, where we just look at who has assists and goals. No, it goes beyond that. Who is linking the defense? Look at Rodri. Rodri could have won the Ballon d'Or, and he doesn't score goals, and he doesn't give assists. It's not just about assists and goals. It's the work that this guy does. He's everywhere on the pitch and works very, very hard. And he's doing intangibles that you can't see on the statistics paper. Yeah, what do you think, Kunle?
So Vinicius. Vinicius had created enough chances to create assists to bring that game up to level, and himself also good chance. That being said, Lewandowski also missed a sitter at tapping. So there are a lot, but I think Barcelona's main strength and the real reason I saw why Madrid couldn't score was down to their goalkeeper. Their goalkeeper was saving really difficult shots. And also, I think the choice of shot from Mbappe. I saw there was a goal that they lobbed. I don't know whether it's Lewandowski. No, it was Rafinha that he lobbed, And there was an equally similar chance that Mbappe had that he could have also done the exact same thing. And I think Mbappe's finishing was, was poor.
Yeah,
And,
Mbappe has been, that's how he was with France. I keep telling, and I think you were the first person to say this last year. Mbappe is not, and also I'm very surprised. Do you remember 3 years ago, people were like, who's the best forward in football, Mbappe or Haaland? Now nobody talks about that. We're talking about Vinicius.
You
We're
know the
talking
problem
about,
with Mbappe, sometimes he's supposed to calm down. Like the goal Rafinha scored, the fourth goal.
Yeah.
Sometimes just calm down, chip the ball. It's not every time you just want to blast it into the net or something.
Just
calm yourself down. Yes, just be calm and place the ball.
Yeah.
They broke the back of Barcelona's defense to get lots of chances, which was alarming.
Yeah.
What was alarming was the chances that Madrid won. They're not going to win Barcelona, and the Barcelona are going to beat that Madrid team every time they come up against each other. Fingers crossed, because the odds of football have been against me.
Yeah, I would even say I wouldn't say that they broke the defense so much as that these guys were playing so high that they can be broken. Even Bayern Munich scored 2 goals against Barcelona because
they almost got the goal at the start of the game with that high line.
That high line is dangerous, but that's their signature, so they're here to stay.
But Madrid did not take advantage of the high line.
I want to say that right now, the best forward line right now in football is Lewandowski, Rafinha, and Yamal. And the three of those. If you take any one of those guys away, Barcelona will struggle. They need those 3 guys. And then Olmo was back. Olmo was playing deep in the midfield. That team is fantastic. What were you going to say, Kunle? Then we'll go to the rivalry.
Also deliberately playing to play them on the break. I think it's like Madrid knew they were going to play a high line. And Madrid also sat deep, and they wanted to use Vinicius and Mbappe's pace to quickly break. Bellingham was almost invisible in that game. I mean, I saw him on the list.
Last year, people were saying, is Bellingham the greatest player of our generation?
But, I think that when Modric came on, Modric should have come on a little bit earlier. I think playing Xiaomini and Xiaomini and this other chap, the other black boy, the two
Camavinga. Camavinga.
Yes. I think that I guess because of Modric's age, he came out later. He's more attacking, but I think that Modric could have come out a little bit earlier because he was very good against Dortmund earlier in the week. Modric still has a lot going forward, and when he did come on, within seconds of him coming on, they broke Barcelona's defense like twice, and was already down by then. Modric is a bit old, but I think that they need another player that has Modric's abilities because they need to
sell Endrick.
Sorry, it's a waste of time. It was like it could have gone the other way very easily.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. That game is dangerous. I mean, that team is dangerous, and we have to say that for Barcelona to beat Real Madrid, which has the best player in the world, and has Mbappe, to beat them 4-0 shows you how good Barcelona is. Unbelievable. Let's go to Falabi. He hasn't had much to say because all of us have been so excited right now. Any words before we go to Falabi? What are your thoughts?
I think Real Madrid has missed Toni Kroos. Really, they don't have anybody.
You're right about that.
They don't have anybody in that midfield with the kind of quality of passing that Toni Kroos has. Had they had him yesterday, they would have been able. His ability with the ball at range would have been able to put that Barcelona high line defense under pressure. Then secondly, like you rightly mentioned, Real Madrid had enough chances to put that game to bed, but they were not clinical enough. You would expect that being the more experienced side with more experienced players, they will be calmer in front of goal. But it was Barcelona that was showing calmness in front of goal. Look at the way they finished their chances. Look at Yamal's finish. Look at Lewandowski's finish. Look at Rafinha's finish. It was calmness personified. So it Real Madrid was as if Real Madrid was trying to prove a point. They were so much in a haste and they just kept
calm down.
If Toni, as you said, was on the field, Barcelona wouldn't have played so high a line because
they wouldn't have.
For Real Madrid slightly further up the pitch. And if Madrid tried to play a high line with Toni Kroos prowling on the midfield, it would be much more difficult for them.
That's true.
So you're very right about that, Toni Kroos. He knows how to progress the ball and retain the ball in a high position for Madrid. so that they actually have control and they're not having to recklessly play it quickly and catch him on the break.
Exactly. So
okay, so that's a good one. Go ahead, continue, Afolabi. Then we'll go to Saeed.
Yes, and of course, this Alejandro Balde and Casado, those guys were magnificent. Nobody has said anything. The guy that
there's just too many guys on that team. That team is a generational team. Martinez, Casado. These are new.
Martinez.
Within 3 months, these names will be known all over the world.
They're not known all over the world yet. They have 6 players from the academy that started that game, and they're all young.
And they have another guy from They have a 16-year-old from Mali. That one, Ibrahim something. They say he's going to be the next super number 9 when this guy leaves, Lewandowski. So this team is fantastic, man.
They're building for the future.
Yeah. So let's go. Let's go to Saeed. Then we're going to switch and talk about Hansi Flick for 5 minutes about how right now he's making waves, man. But any last thoughts about what we've been talking about so far now, Saeed, and then Warif too. I want to get last comments from you guys.
I think another thing that we forgot to talk about on this Madrid team is I remember Courtois play in that match, and also this guy Rodrigo. I think assuming both of these players played yesterday, they will have made some impact.
They were missing
most
Rodrigo,
especially Rodrigo.
Yeah.
Yes, Rodrigo. Something Yamal was doing yesterday is something similar. Rodrigo too can do some little runnings in the defense.
Yeah. And if they had Rodrigo there, it was going to put more pressure because they can come in from the right. Yeah.
Exactly, they could from the right. So
I think the problem was because Mbappe had to play. They had to sacrifice Rodrigo. I guess that's what the problem was.
Yeah. So let's move on. So I'm going to go to Warif, but the last part of this thing, we just want to talk about Hansi Flick.
The keeper too.
I think Courtois has to retire after this year though, because he's doing well, but he's beginning to struggle a little bit. But also, he's still one of the best goalkeepers in the world, because it's one of those types of things where if you don't have him, you'll lose. But I think there was last year where he saved 6 goals.
He was on goal yesterday. He would have done better than that keeper.
He would have.
Yes,
he would have done a lot better. So now we're going to talk
for Ancelotti. I think Ancelotti needs to learn how to balance the team. Before Mbappe came, Madrid, they've been doing well. Let's not be a savior. What's it called? Mbappe that is coming into the team that will be their savior.
Can I say something? Throughout history, I've noticed something. Mbappe is a disruptive player. Even like when he took France to the in the finals of the World Cup, he's the one doing everything. He destroyed team chemistry. No matter where he goes, he destroys team chemistry.
Glory.
Yeah, and
so the coach needs to learn how to.
So here's what happened. Okay, so you guys remember when France had a international friendly, and Mbappe said he was injured, and he was hanging out in Sweden with his friends, going to shop, because he said, "Oh, it's not important." He said it's not important because it's a friendly, but that's how you build team chemistry.
That's disrespect. Yeah.
He said he was injured, but then he went out
and qualify for you.
Then he was hanging out in Sweden at 2 a.m. with his friends. No, he's very selfish. Mbappe is the type of person that if there's a car accident and everybody dies, he'll get out of the car and call a taxi, and he won't call the ambulance for the other people. That's how he is.
He likes personal glory, the spotlight, to be honest.
And also, he doesn't care when if the team loses. Like, I remember Maradona, even if Maradona scores 6 goals and Argentina loses, Maradona will cry for 6 weeks. Mbappe will be like, "Okay, mommy, I'm coming home. Please cook moi."
You see, signing Mbappe to me, I'll say it's like a mistake from Madrid. I'm telling you, he would have signed other players, not Mbappe. Mbappe just wants to build up his CV to tell I played for Madrid.
CV, he wants to build up his CV.
One of the person, yeah.
I don't think we don't really need to talk about Hansi Flick anymore. We've had a good show. Any thoughts, Kunle? I think Kunle wanted to say something.
Yeah. Anytime France lose, he's Cameroon. Anytime they win, he's French. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to cry when he loses.
All right, guys. So take us out. But before we go out, we're going to speak quickly about Hansi Flick. So you can give us a breakdown on what Hansi Flick is doing and why it's so good. Afolabi.
Yeah, basically, I've known Hansi Flick as far back as when he was coach of RB Leipzig in Germany, and he favors this press, high press kind of thing. And in Leipzig, they have a profile of player. I think the average age then was 22. So that system works with a team that has young players. And it's just a match made in heaven for him to come to Barcelona because he has a lot of youngsters to work with. Because that kind of system, you need to be running and pressing, doing a lot of work off the ball. So I think his system suits the profile of players they have in Barcelona. And that is why Barcelona are beginning to gel, unlike when Xavi was their coach. That high energy, high intensity system fits the profile, the age profile of that team.
Very well trained, because I keep saying this. And what do you think? The fact that they were able to pull off those offside traps, offside traps were fantastic. Was that? What did you say?
I said nice analysis. That's a good one on the Hansi
that was a
guy.
good one.
I think it's just something that is just work for him, like for learning how to work with all these young players. I think that's what is going on for him.
I'm going to change the name of our show to Sky Sports Nigeria. Sky Sports Analysis. I don't like Liverpool. I don't like the way
they'll sue us for copyright. They'll sue us for copyright.
No, you know what we say? We'll say Sky. Sky, we're pointing at the sky. It's just
Blue Sky.
Word.
Blue Sky Sports.
Blue Sky Sports. Green Sky Nigeria. All right,
anyway, if they sue us, we have Kule to defend us.
Oh yeah, Kule will defend us. Also, we need to get a beer company to sponsor our show too. So,
maybe Nigerian breweries or something, or Guinness.
For now.
All right, so Kule, take us out in less than a minute. It's Kule's honor today. Yeah.
Enjoyed the talk on the El Clasico that's just happened this weekend, and today we're about to face the big game between Liverpool and I think
Arsenal. 5-10.
So good luck to us, right? If you are
Liverpool 3, Arsenal.
Yeah.
I'm just joking. That's a big game. Very big game.
I'm just going to enjoy the match.
If Arsenal draws today, they're in big trouble because they can't track Man City. They can't track Man City. They need to win today. Yeah, because they're losing too many points to Man City. Yeah.
The problem is Arteta. How can you play 3 defensive midfielders in the midfield when you have one area that is creative, is strong, is fast? Why not take the risk? Look at Man City. Look at Madrid. Look at Barca. You have to bring in this young chap. Use them. If you don't use them, you wouldn't know how good they are.
Yeah. Doesn't trust anyone apart from Odegaard.
He needs to change. You have to learn. Life is a risk. You have to take chances. You have to look at Hansi Flick. He takes risks. You have to take risks because no guts, no glory. That's it. That's the way football is. There's no way around it. You have to take risks. You have to go to the unknown. Yeah. All right. Thank you, guys. So I thought I'd take us out. Very good show, guys. Very nice one. Yeah.
Okay, it's been a wonderful one. Congratulations once again to Barcelona. And we'll be back sometime during the week to discuss more football. From me, Mustafa, Kunle, Saeed, and Warif. It's bye for now.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you.